Since we placed these hangers, we now want to leverage this information to pull the schedules of these hangers out of the drawings. So to do that, I've built some schedules to pull these out. And these schedules can be made available that are already built to our user base, or you can of course always build your own schedule. If I come back here and say I want to go over to my EC Parts tab, I've created a couple of schedules already. And I'm going to say, first of all, let's look at the EC hangers. So I'm going to get a count on the hangers. So by just going through there and selecting onto the hangers schedule and then swapping my drawing, I'm now going to have a schedule here with my different hanger types in there. You can see I've got the quantity, I've got the manufacturer, the material, the name per, if I put something in the nuts and washers fields, etc. And it also will create me a checkbox here if it needs a saddle or a shield. But of course, these are all totally customizable fields. But when you're creating these schedules, be sure that you point this schedule at a multi-view part for it to schedule the hanger itself. So if I go look at the schedule that I've created here, by just clicking on the schedule and again right-click to go to edit that schedule's table style here. When I go open that and I go to Applies To, you're going to notice when I come in here, I've got checked in here the multi-view part is the part that I am scheduling. From that multi-view part in the pull down over here, I've selected a custom part. Then I can come back and add the columns here to create the schedule from the property sets are available for this multi-view part. And that's how we create the schedule for the hangers. There's also a schedule for hanger rod. So if I come through here and I select the rod, I'm going to come over here now again, and I'm going to swipe the pipe that I placed here, and now I should have my hanger rod. Which first thing I need to do is go ahead and attach the data. So if I come back up here, I'm going to say I'm going to go pipe schedule data, and I'm just going to say I want to attach it, and I want to attach it to all. So I'll populate all the information here. So now when I come back and I select on my schedule here, and I'm going to go ahead and re-swap these hanger rods here. We'll just come back and we're just going to click onto the schedule, and I'm just going to come up here and say add, and now I'll just go ahead and swap all the information in here. And now you can see it's populated that with all of my different cut lengths for the rod. There's several of them on the non-sloped pipe that were the exact same cut length, but that also created a report for my rod, giving me the quantity, the item name, and the diameter, and the cut length of the rod itself. Now if I come over here and change anything in here, I'm going to come back over here and click onto this piece of rod. We go back here to change that elevation, let's say to 19 feet, to make a longer one. Oops. Put back right up here. There we go. So now I changed that one rod. So when I've done that and I come back now, you'll notice that the schedule is now / showing me that that's out of date. So if I go over here and click onto that and just say update that schedule, that's going to go ahead and include that change I made for the rod. But one of the important things when you're setting up your rod for your hangers here, your schedules, when you come back in here, we classify rod under pipe. So if I come back here and say I want to edit the schedule's table style again, and I want to go look to what this applies to, you're going to see that this is going to be pointing at pipe for the rod. But when I go over here under the classifications of pipe, you'll have a pull-down list for pipe fitting list, and you want to just select the threaded rod. Otherwise, you'd be getting your quantities of pipe in your schedule as well. And if you don't see that in the classification here, when you come back to the East Coast menu up here, the pull-down, you've also got pipe classify. So if you don't see it, there's a good chance you just click on the pipe classify and then just select all your pipe objects to add that classification to it, so you'll be able to report on those from the schedules.
I see you got the diameter for the hanger rods in there. Where do you control that at?
Okay, that comes with the rod. So I'm pulling that from the pipe Okay, so if I go back here into my schedule, and I'm going to go ahead and say I want to edit that schedule table style, and let's just go over here and look at that column, and you can see that column, I'm getting it from my EC pipe fitting nominal connection diameter. Okay? It's actually, it thinks the rod is a piece of pipe, so I'm getting it from the same place that I would pull the diameter of the pipe into a schedule. But since I have it classified here as to only apply to the rod, I don't see the pipe show up in the schedule.
Okay, actually, I was thinking more in thinking, where do you set the diameter of the pipe to go with which particular hanger?
Are you talking about in this schedule that I've got right here?
Yeah, are all those 3/4 inch diameter, or is that?
Oh, there's some 5/8 down here.
Right. That's where do you go? Where do you get it to go from 5/8 to 3/4? Or
that's set with the hanger itself in Part Manager. If you come look at a hanger, and I go open this up, you'll notice here you've got the rod diameter that's listed right in here in Part Manager. Okay, so you've got the hanger itself, and you're going to have the size of pipe that it goes on to here, listed in here as well. Okay, pipe size here, and then here's your rod diameter that's associated with that hanger. You just have to be sure you have a correct size rod in the Part Manager as well if you put in some odd size in there that we don't have the rod for.
Yeah, because sometimes these guys get some weird rod sizes for their hangers. Huh?
Yep, and then you could go and add whatever hanger, pipe size hanger you want, whatever type rod, and then you want to come back into your threaded rod here, and you want to, of course, add that diameter rod into the list that you have here as well.